What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today what I want to go over is the 3 things that ultimately have held me back from achieving the things that I want to in life, and things that I believe can help to speed up your process and ultimately help you to achieve your goals a lot faster. Because at the end of the day, if you don't actually address these things and you don't become aware of these things, you could be running in circles like I did for years. Number 1, typically we start out with not very clear of a goal. We say that we want to lose weight, we want to make money, and they don't really have a true measurable outcome. They haven't actually gotten clear on what it is that they want to do. So for example, if you watched my last video of me when I went to Los Angeles, the one about my story, and I said that I moved there and I wanted to start a business, right? And I wanted to make money, and that was my goal. The reason why I ultimately did not achieve what I set out to go out there to achieve was because I didn't know what it was that I was selling. I didn't know who the product was for. I didn't know how many I wanted to sell. I didn't know what my price point was. I didn't know how many clients I wanted. I didn't know how much money I wanted to make every month. So I had no way of actually meeting the goal. So instead of actually taking actions with intention that led towards that one goal, you start taking a lot of random actions, right? You start to kind of do whatever comes at you. I started to do the video editing. I started to do random YouTube videos. I started to do Uber. I started to do Lyft. I started to do random client work that came up at me because I had zero intention and zero clarity in what I was actually doing and what I wanted to achieve. And I hear this when I get on the phone with people a lot, is they say, well, I want to lose weight. That's cool, but like, you've probably been wanting to lose weight for a very long time. And the biggest reason why you haven't achieved that is because you don't really know what it is, how much you want to lose, how much do you need to lose per month, per week, per day to actually get to your goal. What are the steps that you have to actually take to get there? And unfortunately, that's what most people stay stuck, because they never get that clarity on what it is that they truly, truly want. And when you don't have clarity, like I said, you start taking all kinds of random actions. So if you want to lose weight, but you don't know how much you want to lose, how you want to lose it, by what date you want to lose it, well, then you start trying a million different things, and you don't really do the proper actions that are going to get you to actually lose the weight. And you just start looking for all of the quick fixes and the quick hacks.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rockin'. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's knockin'. I'm not the same. Thinking money made me change, nothing else to blame. Bougie stuck up in my way, singing Gucci gang. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci gang, think I'm Gucci Mane. I'm just playing in the cut, I got my Vans on. I'm not selfish, I get need a money counter. I broke my thumb from thumbing down. Wifey on my line, she told me to dumb it down. Mama on my line, asking how I'm dumbing now. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's right, man. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rockin'. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's not. Get out my way, I'm so unashamed.
Now, number 2 is gonna be self-sabotage, overthinking. I can't tell you the amount of times, even today alone, that I have overthought just making this simple video. I thought nobody's gonna care about this. I don't think this is really good enough. I don't know if the flow makes sense. I don't know if the quality is gonna be there, yada, yada, yada. There's all of these thoughts and all of these false beliefs that start coming up when we're doing things outside of our comfort zone. Like for me, doing a video may seem like it's something very easy for me, but it still doesn't come very easily. Now, yeah, I'm getting better at it. And the more you repetition it, the more you do it, the better you are going to get at it. But most of us fall into this pattern where we have these negative thoughts, these negative beliefs. And typically they come in when you're doing things new, and it's natural and it's normal. And one of the ways that I personally get over these is to, number 1, get out of the house. I find, if I spend too much time in the house, that's typically where I'm overthinking. That's where I'm overanalyzing. That is where I'm doing things that are self-sabotaging ultimately what I want to be doing. And so I try to get out of the house. If I have negative thoughts, I have negative beliefs, I go for a walk, I go to the gym, I go for a drive, I go and do things to just get myself out of that rut and to do something that actually gets me moving. It gets me thinking instead of sitting, pondering, thinking. And this is one of the hardest things to do because typically when you have these thoughts, right? Like you have a thought that you're not good enough. You have a thought that maybe this is not going to be a good video. You have a thought that you can't, lift this amount of weight or whatever it may be. I can't actually lose the weight. The key here is to think about where did that belief come from, right? Like where did those thoughts even come from? Because those thoughts and those beliefs and those stories are coming from something in your past. Maybe it's something with losing weight, right? You've probably tried tons of different diets in the past, and you are relaying that this is not going to work for you. I can't lose weight. This is just how it is. I'm just overweight. This runs in the family. All of these stories and beliefs we say to ourselves to validate past experiences so that we hold ourselves back in the current situation. And this is a huge, huge reason why so many people don't achieve what they want to. Ultimately, you are going to act in accordance to the stories and the beliefs that you have. And this is something, again, that I have fallen into so many times, but now I can actually pick up on it when I'm doing it. And the key to overcoming it is to just do the action anyway. This morning, I did not feel like making this video. I did not feel like picking up the camera because I had those self-sabotaging thoughts about this specific video. So another thing I want to do is get out of my comfort zone, and we're going to do that for number 3. All right, so this one I want to sit down and talk about for a minute. So important. And I want to use my run this morning as an example. So I did not necessarily feel like getting up and going for a run this morning, right? But I've set out goals for myself that I want to achieve. Number 1 is to get my body fat back down again. Because yes, my strength is still here. I'm getting stronger when I go to the gym. I lift the weights all the time. But my cardio has gotten terrible. I don't have very much stamina. I find myself getting out of breath sometimes when I'm going upstairs or breathing heavier than I really should be for what I know I'm capable of doing. So it's not necessarily that I feel like going for a run. I mean, I hate the treadmill, to be honest with you. I hate running on the treadmill, but I know that I have to do certain tasks in order to actually get better at cardio. Do I have to do the treadmill? No, there's other things that I could do, but the treadmill is what we have here at the apartment. It's very easy, it's simple, and I don't want to complicate things. It's always doing the things that you know you need to do. Like last night, I told myself, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do cardio in the morning, and we're gonna get it done. I did not feel like getting out of bed this morning. I actually snoozed for probably about 10, 15 minutes and kind of contemplated in my head, Should I do it? Should I not do it? Maybe we should just do it after we lift later. But I thought back to last night, and again, I made a promise to myself that I was gonna get up and I was gonna do it. And what happens is if you start making promises to yourself, you tell yourself that you're gonna do this, do that. So many people are just talkers, and then they're critics of other people that are actually doing. And nobody's actually really doing. Like people, they don't do what they need to do. Like people love to talk a big game. But when you tell yourself you're gonna do something, it's so, so crucial that you actually get up and you do it. Because if you don't do what you say over and over and over, you're slowly killing your self-confidence because you're internally telling yourself that you can't follow through on what you tell yourself you're going to do. And then this starts to bring up bad beliefs. This comes back to one of our previous points. You start to say, I can never do what I tell myself I'm gonna do. I never follow through. And it's this vicious cycle that just keeps you, again, going in circles and circles and circles, like I stated in the beginning of the video. So it is so, so crucial that you keep your word to yourself. If you have clear, concise goals, you know exactly what it is that you want to achieve, and you've broken it down, and you actually have a plan to get there, and you just follow the plan, then you're going to actually get the results. And number two would be not overcomplicating things. Oftentimes, you know, when we're trying to get in shape or whatever it may be, we think we have to do all of these crazy things. I see people all the time trying to get in shape, and they're on Instagram saving this ridiculous chest exercise and then this leg exercise and this and that, and they think that's the magic trick, and it's not. Simply move your body more and eat well. You do a combination of those two things over time, and you're tracking your food and you're eating in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. It doesn't matter if you're doing keto, it doesn't matter if you're doing intermittent fasting, it doesn't matter if you're doing macros, a meal plan, it does not matter. They all work. If you are in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. Point blank, period. Don't overcomplicate this. It's really that simple. Number three is actually doing what you say you're going to do. If you do all of these things, guys, you will save yourself a lot of time, a lot of frustration. Am I telling you that life is going to be perfect? No. Things will come up. This is life. Maybe there's a day where you tell yourself you're gonna do something, something came up, and maybe you just didn't have the time to get there that day. Maybe it was like a super emergency. If it was just that you stayed late at work and now you're telling yourself you don't have the time to go to the gym, well, just go walk for 20 minutes. Go do something. Do something. Literally just do something. And you do that over time, you're gonna build the habits of not making the excuse, because your time is going somewhere. Everybody says they don't have time. Everybody says they don't have money. Well, if you don't have money for this, well, your money's going to something else. Your money's going to fast food. It's going to energy drinks. It's going to coffee. It's going to gas stations. It's going to eating out. It's going to something. So you're not paying your money for a coach, but instead you're paying your money for things that are going to ultimately hurt you in the long run. Same thing, you don't have time, right? You're making deposits of your time into television, into social media, into Facebook, into gossip, into drinking after work at happy hour with the boys, whatever. You all have the time, you all have the money, you're just using it in another direction. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't, and also there is going to be a card up here to more of my mindset, more of my perspective videos if you guys want to check those out, as well as at the end of this video on the time card. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave any comments, suggestions down below, and I'll see you in the next video.